Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and in today's reading we're going to be looking at the twin flame energies. Now, I've laid out a spread. I'm not entirely sure if this is coming from the masculine or the feminine perspective or as an overall view. I think that will become clear as we go through it. Right, so let's just dive straight in. Bottom of the deck, actually the deck seems to want to split, so I'm going to read two bottoms of decks. Ooh, well this is interesting. We've got Temperance, and the other split that wanted to appear is Queen of Pentacles. It's quite unusual. I don't often, when I pick up a deck, it doesn't often want to split in half, so I feel like this is quite important. Queen of Pentacles, of course, is knowing your own worth. And I really want to say the joy of knowing your own worth. So it could be that some of you are only just starting to settle into that energy of knowing what you will and won't accept, what is and isn't good for you, and what you will tolerate is what it feels like. So I think perhaps for some of you, you might have been tolerating things that don't make you feel good for a while, and that might have shifted fairly recently. Temperance is all about balance. So if you are too tolerant a person, then you've been accepting things that are not good for you, then that is changing. If you are an intolerant person and you don't accept anything from others, then that is also changing. This reading feels to me to be about tolerance and balance. So interesting. I don't believe I've ever talked about tolerance before in a reading. So this is a fairly big theme, I would say. What you will and won't tolerate has changed, is changing, or actually, this is another thing, your perspective on what you will and won't tolerate is changing. And I sort of think that might have something to do with other people. Perhaps other people have noticed that you're slightly different, that you're not tolerating as much bad behaviour or nonsense from others as you used to. Or maybe in general, you are a little less tolerant of others. In my opinion, that would be a good thing. Right, now let me just sort of work out what I'm going to do with the deck here. Let's take those two out. And I think I'll just give it a quick shuffle just because that was slightly unusual. So, at the centre of the reading, we have Eight of Wands. Wow, would you believe it? Because for me, the twin flame connection is all about communication. It's hugely about communication, whether you're receiving it, whether you're not. Communication down here on Earth, communication in what I could call the 3D, as opposed to communication in the 5D, which is all in your mind or up in the ether, when you communicate with others without actually speaking to them. That, in terms of that goes along the lines of thinking about somebody a lot. Often if you think about somebody right out of the blue, it's because they're thinking about you. And so that sort of communication is 5D. And that sort of communication is quite easy to keep going, I would say. It's much harder to keep the 3D communication going. And that is usually down to two things. It's usually down to one person's ego and the other person's lack of self-worth. So if you're the person who has been lacking self-worth, and you are waiting for somebody with an ego to get back to you, perhaps you are being less tolerant of that person than you were. And if that's the case, that's a good thing. Just want to talk a little bit about temperance here. Balance. There is an imbalance at play. Or I could say there has been an imbalance at play due to one person's lack of self-worth and the other person's unwillingness to communicate. That feels real for sure. But communication is key and it's right at the centre. So what is stopping the communication from flowing? It is a man or a masculine energy who is very much feeling out of his depth. I think he's in love. The Knight of Cups is the knight who offers his cup of love. And he doesn't know what to do about it. And because he's in love, he doesn't know how to communicate. I think this is a really new feeling for him. I don't believe that this masculine has been in love before, and I think this has completely thrown him. And it means that communication is very much on his mind. That is, should I communicate? How do I communicate? Will she want communication? He doesn't know any of this. I think if he were able to look inside a little bit easier, he would know that you want communication, and he would recognise that any sort of communication would be a good thing. But he's very much wrapped up in the wonderment of you and the fact that he's in love with you, and he doesn't know how to do it. It's interesting. I think I might take a clarifier for there. Wow, he's in the midst of big change. I think probably this means that he is going to communicate. I sort of feel like he's got nothing to lose, is the sort of feeling I've got. Or if he had anything to lose, he's lost it now. That made me feel slightly hysterical then. I wanted to laugh and cry at the same time. This person has been in real turmoil, and he feels like he has lost everything. And the only thing that is left open to him now is communication. So my feeling is that communication is going to be incoming. I'm not sure how long for. I haven't put a timing on this reading as such. Death in itself is Scorpio season. That doesn't mean to say that's the timing card. We'll have a look at timings after. But communication is key. And a big change to the masculine's energy. So far this is feeling like looking at what the masculine's doing or not doing. It feels like a masculine reading. We'll see. On the face of it, we have the Eight of Swords. This is feeling like you are stuck in a pattern or a cycle that you cannot change. But this is only a feeling of stuck. They can actually leave this Circle of Swords quite easily. They just don't know how. And that goes back to what I was saying at the start. He doesn't know how to communicate. Let's have a clarifier for the Eight of Swords. That's far too many cards. We will take a few actually. King of Rods, Six of Rods, Three of Rods, Eight of Pentacles. Right, well, we've got a lot to unpack here. The desire, the business of being stuck needs to change, and this desire to move on from this stuck situation is going to win and bring about a change, because we have the King of Rods, and the King of Rods is a man of action. So he is going to change this situation. The Six of Rods is a card of victory, and so he will be able to move out of this stuck pattern. And all of these cards are weeks, actually. We've got a lot of rods here, and they're all in a matter of weeks. So this is quite encouraging. He is going to move things forward. He's going to move out of the stuck energy, and he is going to be successful in moving on from that. And he is going to be able to see what else is out there. He's going to be viewing things in a more broad way. He is going to be expanding his thought processes, expanding his life, actually, expanding his world maybe. And I feel like this is something he might have been working on in secret, behind the scenes. Right, what is underpinning the situation, or what is not seen or not known, is that there is a problem underneath. And the problem is to do with other people, specifically 4 or 5 other people. So this could involve a family. And potentially that is why he's been making great pains to plan, is because there are other people to consider. Also a wand card. We've got a lot of wands here. So I feel like things could be changing in a matter of weeks. Wands is weeks. So far we've got the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6 and the 8 of Wands. So that's a lot of wands. Wands is dynamic energy, doing things, getting things done, being proactive, making changes. So if we look at I took some extra cards to clarify. We've got the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So other people are getting in the way of the love connection. And it's causing him a lot of confusion about how he feels and how to feel. And don't forget, he was coming in as the Knight of Cups at the start. He wants this love. He does want this love connection. But it's sort of thrown him as to how to get it. I actually took an extra clarifier this time as well, and we have the Eight of Cups. This is a card of walking away, and I actually think that he might be walking away from a family situation because of his desire to be in connection with you. That's what that feels like to me. I mean, I suppose we could see it that he's leaving the love connection with you, but so far it doesn't look like that to me. It looks to me like he's going to be leaving a family situation and other people's opinions behind to move this forward, because this is very, very much on his mind. He can't think about anything else. In the past position, we have the Nine of Swords. And this is a card of anxiety. This feels quite recent, actually. So he's been worried about this. Don't forget, we've already had the Eight of Swords at the top, where he's feeling stuck. He's also been feeling upset, anxious, worried, stressed, can't sleep. That feels nowish. But it is changing. So that potentially that, and it is in the past position. So I think the idea of communication is actually what is changing this situation from a present to past. So the anxiety is going as he decides to make contact and do something about this connection. In the future, well, this could not be nicer. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is the grown-up happy ever after. This is the house, the home, the land, the animals, the children, the comfort, security, the money, the affluence even, wealth, financial stability. It's really the card of getting everything you want in life, and that is in the future. And what he wants is to be in connection with you. So if we're reading this as the masculine's energy, that is what he's craving. God, craving, that's a big word. Craving a proper connection with you in the future. In the personal position, he is making plans, but he's moving very slowly. That's okay though. It could be that your man is a Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus. The Knight of Pentacles is slow energy, but it's steady energy, it's careful energy, it's a planned energy. And don't forget, we have got a card of planning already. So he's starting to put the plan in action. And the action is going to take him where he wants to go, which is in partnership with you. In the home position, yeah, he's blowing it up. And that is what I was saying before. He's leaving a family situation behind. He's had it. It's gone. This has actually gone. I think this might have gone already without you knowing. The Tower, in some people say the Tower strikes in a day or two of a reading. I actually feel like this Tower may have already struck because we've got this card of leaving. So I don't think you know he's left a family situation. But it feels to me like if he hasn't yet, it's really imminent. He's not staying. He can't stay because he can't get the love that he wants if he stays where he is. And he knows that. He absolutely knows that. He's left or he's leaving in order to make the right connection. I think actually he's got to a point where he doesn't even feel bad about it. It has to be done. He's sort of got to a position where, well, it's my life and I'm going to do what I want with it. Well, interestingly, one card has stayed behind down here. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a plan. He's planned it. Carefully. Really carefully planned this. He's not dashing in hastily. In fact, I feel like it might have been quite a long time since you've heard from him. This here is a 3-year cycle. So if you've been in some sort of twin flame connection and it's spanned over the 3 years, then this man's been carefully planning during that time, and that is coming, that period of planning is coming to an end, because he's ready to move into this happy ever after situation. Yeah, he's decided. Two of Swords is a choice. He's decided it's time to break up or blow up a situation that doesn't work for him. It's just like blowing up home, actually, is what it feels like. This is in the home position, but both these cards refer to home, in my opinion. They're both buildings, so he actually could be leaving home. Yeah, actually, that feels like a thing. Leaving home, and it could be that somebody's not very happy about that. He doesn't care. Actually, interestingly, do you remember what I just said a minute ago, that sometimes the Tower can strike within 2 days? Well, this is 2 days. So that does feel quite connected to me. He may have decided this 2 days ago, or he's deciding it now and doing it in 2 days. It's imminent anyway. Hopes and fears position, lovely. Wishes coming true. He's hoping his wishes are going to come true, and it looks like they are. There's nothing to add to that. There's really no need. We know what he's wishing for. It's a different life, and it's a different life with you. The outcome. 5 of Cups. Feeling like he's lost everything. But he hasn't, because there's the 2 cups there. He's had to kick over in this card, but I want to say kick out some old ideas, or break out of an old living situation, home situation, style of living, break away from a life that didn't suit him in order to get the love connection. 2 of Wands. Says he knows there's something better out there for him. This old life does not suit him anymore, and he wants what is better for him. He knows what's better for him. That would be a very powerful, strongly intuitive female energy, which I can only think is you. He knows that. He's had to leave something quite ordinary and pedestrian, if you like. Dull, mundane. Ordinary is the best word. He's leaving an ordinary situation because he has found extraordinary. He's found extraordinary. It feels a bit like he might have looked for a while to see if there was anybody else around. And there isn't. There's only you. He knows that. You're the extraordinary that he wants. This is good. Now, if we were looking at a timing card for the outcome, then the timing card would be the 2 of Rods, which would be 2 weeks. Let's just see if I can get a little bit more clarity on timing. When is this masculine going to communicate? Oh, here we are. 10 days. That's nice. He's got nothing else to lose. Oh, yeah. Look. Queen of Rods. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. Got nothing else to lose. He needs this dynamic partnership. He needs it. 10 days, 2 weeks. Ooh, I've got a bit of a chill there. That's quite, it's really exciting. 10 days or 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, wow. The situation that he was in is intolerable to him anymore, and it's ending. I mean, you know, he sees you and him as a dynamic partnership, but he also sees you and him as sort of a mystical, sort of magical. It's magical to him. This partnership is magic, and he wants it. He's manifested it, and he knows you want it. He's sort of spellbound. It's like you've cast a spell on him, but it's a good spell. He likes it. He wants it. He knows he wants it, and he's sort of made it for himself. Ooh, it's really good. Really exciting. Magician and High Priestess. Those are big cards. Right, is there anything else we need to know about this twin flame connection going forward? Anything else that we need to know? Yeah, he's not going to wait anymore. This feels quite past. To me, it links in with the Nine of Swords. He used to be happy, but he isn't anymore. And so this energy has to change. Oh yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. It has to change because he wants his wishes to come true. This energy is not for him. This ordinariness is not for him. He is now in the realms of the extraordinary with, what is the best way to say it? He's bewitched. He's bewitched by you. And that is what he's wishing for. He can't wish for anything else. Look, the ordinary is just not, it's not doing it. This is extraordinary energy. And this is what he wants. This is what he's going to get. I tell you what I might do. I'm just going to get one clarifier for the Ten of Pentacles, just to see if we can get another handle on the timing here. The Ten of Pentacles is in the future position, and we would like to know when is moving forward to something better in 6 days. It's really soon. Well, we had 2 days to blowing up the home situation, and we have got 6 days to moving away from this miserable energy and towards an incredible, magical, mystical partnership, which is all he wants now. I think because he's tasted it, he can't relate to anything less than the magical nature of the connection with you. Nothing else comes close. It's going to be very soon. Communication is coming in. If you remember, this is where we started with communication. And also, we had temperance. It's guided. It's guided by angels forward. It's being brought forward now. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I have. I thought it was wonderful. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.